Century Ply is the other stock in focus, has seen some traction of late. Keshav Bhajanka, the ED at Century, is with us. Good to have you, Mr. Bhajanka. We are also talking about 1 year of GST. So give us a sense, last 1 year, how have things changed for you? What has been the start to FY19 been like? What's the kind of gains that you're working towards?
GST has definitely been beneficial, but the pace of change has been slower than what we expected. We are seeing a good traction in the market. We're seeing an improvement in the organized sector particularly, especially amongst the lower end categories. So our brands that are competing at a lower price, such as Senex, are doing fairly well. This implies that the unorganized sector has been a hit. And going forward, we are very bullish that this is going to be a change that is going to increase traffic. And we are going to see better and better results going forward. For the current year, we can expect overall growth of 20% plus, and I think we are well on track to achieve that.
Right. I want to ask you, what are you doing to sort of, aggressively gain market share? Because you have players like Uniply as well that are competing tooth and nail in terms of market share, right? So what is the outlook in terms of business? Because we all know that the space generally is quite hot, given the trust on affordable housing and, of course, a large push towards consumption. What is it? What's the strategy in place? What is the kind of market share you currently hold? What are you looking to build that up to?
We currently have 5% plus in the organized segment. Overall, the organized segment is growing, so that is helping in our growth. We're focusing on two major areas. One is channel expansion. We're trying to make sure that we are present in the maximum number of retail points. By doing so, we ensure that we should have the strongest possible growth, because availability will ensure that the maximum number of customers get access to Century Ply. Other than this, we are also focusing on a brand proliferation strategy, whereby we now have brands all across the spectrum. So when you look at the high end, we have Architect Ply, we have products like Century PF and Bond in the PF category, and we have segments like Senex, etc., which are catering to the lower end segments. Other than this, we have also launched MDF and particle board, which help us in gaining market share from the lowest end of the market. So I think these two are our primary thrusts, and they are helping us in our growth.
Raw material costs have been on a constant up move, and I'm assuming you're getting impacted by that too. What are current margins at, and what is the outlook on the margin front for the next couple of quarters?
You see, raw material costs have been increasing, but historically, we've always been able to pass that on to the market. The issue has been that due to GST and due to volatility in the market, we have deferred this cost increase being translated into a price increase. However, in the month of June itself, we have taken a price increase right for our products, including plywood, laminates, and the remaining products. So what we are trying to do is, we are trying to pass these cost increases to the market. Now we are far more successful in doing so than earlier. Margins look relatively stable. So I think we will be looking at 15 to 16% margins in both plywood and laminates going forward.
Any plans to ramp up capacity going forward?
We already have higher capacity. We already have chance for operational leverage, and definitely there is growth. So I look at capacity utilization increasing quarter on quarter.
Keshav, a couple of months ago, you sort of made a divestment into your Indonesian arm. Of course, you said that the reason for you all doing this was the current industrial and marketing scenario in Indonesia has not actually worked out favorably for your company. How are you going to target the international market? And secondly, are there any other such divestments that you're looking at, any step-down subsidiaries that you'd be looking to sort of isolate from?
Indonesia was always supposed to be a feeder unit. It was supposed to be a plant which fed to our domestic market within India. The problem was that within Indonesia, the availability of timber became more and more difficult. As such, the cost of raw materials increased. And because of the same, it was no longer viable. Our investment in Indonesia was purely exploratory. I think the investment was less than 1 crore or to that tune. And because of this, it was not a major divestment, but we figured out that this is a market which is going to be very difficult to cater India from because of the increase in raw material costs. Going forward, we don't have any such divestment plans at the moment.
Any acquisition plans to capture the market? Anything in the sort of unlisted, unorganized space that you'd look to acquire to gain market share?
You see, like I just told you, we have excess capacity. We have created capacity over the course of the past couple of years. We have increased our capacity in laminates by close to 50%. We have increased our capacity in plywood by close to 20% through our new units in Guwahati. And I believe that at the moment, we are not looking at any acquisition. Going forward, yes, we may explore acquisitions depending on how the capacities get ramped up.
Fair point. We'll connect with you after your earnings as well to get a sense of the quarter. But thanks so much for joining in. That is the management of Century Plyboards for you. On that note, completely out of time on this edition of the Dealing Room, leaving markets a little quiet at the moment. Absolutely.